And when a woman is, in her 40s, 50s, 60s, she's way more independent. She's way more confident. She's less dependent on others. And it turns out that what makes women attractive to men and what makes men attracted to women and women attracted to men is a hormonal difference. When a woman's estrogen levels, female hormone, is much, much higher than a man's, men are attracted to you. And when a man's testosterone levels are much higher than yours, you're attracted to them. So there's this difference. The polarity has to be there of hormones. If somebody's just like you, there's no attraction. They're you, they're a friend, you have similar interests and so forth. But it's the hormonal differences that creates an interest, a passion that can take you from happiness to beyond happiness, to making you happier. And you make him happier than he can be alone. He can make you happier than you alone. But it takes a foundation to get to that step. And the foundation there is your own inner happiness, which is to understand as a woman, the challenges you have are enormous without some new clarity, some new insight. Because when you're financially secure based upon your own earning power, you're making male hormones. And when you're depending on somebody else, where you're having to practice appreciating, accepting, trusting, all those qualities produce estrogen. And estrogen has to actually double for you to have an orgasm. Normally, women's estrogen levels, you look on the averages and the hormonal charts and so forth in medicine, women's estrogen of a happy, fulfilled woman is 10 times higher than a happy, fulfilled man. So that's our baseline. But then when you're in a romantic relationship and you have sex, your estrogen levels will double if you have orgasm. So you have to be able to feel within yourself this feminine quality of depending. And I know for many women, I'm not going to depend on anybody. That makes me weak. That makes me, it's the opposite of independent. But actually it's freedom, because both men and women have a male and a female side. We all have estrogen. We all have testosterone. Testosterone says, I can do it myself. Estrogen says, I need your help. I don't want to do it all myself. Why should I do it all myself? Sometimes I talk about male and female power. The male side of us, the power is, look what I can do all by myself. I don't need anybody. But the female power inside of us is, look what I can get other people to do for me. I don't have to do it all. Isn't that a wonderful thing, to not have to do it all? So
it's a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful thing. And women should know is that this is what I see with so many women, maybe all women, when I'm in the counseling room, is asking them questions. Is there's this inner pressure. I have to do more. I'm not doing enough. I don't have enough time. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I give, but I don't get back. I have to do it myself. Nobody can do it as good as me. All those. Yeah. And when you look into the dating realm, typically speaking, in the dating realm, the way it shows up is he's not good enough. You get overly picky when you're on your male side. Well, we got to fix that. Well, that's not there. Your mind goes into comparison, particularly as you get older. You have many other experiences. Well, he doesn't have this. He doesn't have that. Well, he's good at this, but not that. That we get lost in comparing when we're on our male side, because that's, how do I solve the problem? I have to look at the options and solve the problem. I was at a seminar recently with some friends, and somebody quoted a beautiful quote, which is, comparison is the thief of happiness. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when your mind is looping and it's, what about this and what about this? Am I good enough? Is he good enough? When you're in a place of hormonal balance, you're in the moment. You're not having to compare with other situations to make this acceptable. You're right there present. And I know everybody talks about being present today, being in the moment today, and that is very important. But, you can't be in the moment unless your hormones are in balance. So if we come down to sort of a stratosphere of our physical body and our brain activity, it's dependent upon, are we doing behaviors and activities and attitudes and thinking that stimulates our female hormones, or are we doing what stimulates our male hormones? And when you find that you're unhappy as a woman, you're not going to be putting out the scent that makes men attracted to you or makes you attracted to them. There's a biological connection that happens simply being in the energy and the presence of someone. You will have a reaction.